Oh, let's try that again. Oh, why not? Oh, why not? I got um I got emotional earlier, um, because I feel I make I make a bunch of dumb things and not just videos. Like a good majority of my life is dumb things. It's like there's some good things, that I'll have to do. But I was watching about like the Kaj in Mecca and the Kaaba Stone, and once again, the symbols line up, and I realized that it's my story to tell this Queen Anne's lace Eastern American wild turkey. They are the two symbols. They are the two symbols. And it puts everything together. Everything. For the last 12,000 years. It is the backbone of the story. And its intent is clear from the start to this present day to the future. And for some reason it's my job. There's so many other things I want to do. I want to learn foreign languages. I want to learn about math. I want to become really healthy. I want to travel. I want to learn about permaculture. I want to learn about the harvesting of fresh water. I want to learn about true magic and true discipleship and all that. For real. But I have to tell this story. There's so many things I could do, so many things I want to do, and maybe a few things that I want to do that I'll actually get to do someday. But the thing I have to do is tell this story. Queen Anne's lace, Eastern American wild turkey, and how those two symbols and their combination combine to tell the story. The story of stories that all stories we know are connected to. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to pare it down. And I don't know how to simultaneously hide myself now to reveal myself when I'm done. It has to be revealed. Has to be. What would be... Nothing could be so great as the loss of this story. So, I have to tell it. And not only that, I mean, I won't be the only one, but at this time, that's the gift I've been given. Period. That's the gift I've been given, is to tell this story. So I have to. And it's going to be a lot of work, and I'm going to have to overcome a lot of like technological humps and personal humps to tell it, but and overcoming this and overcoming this. I'm a blabbermouth. I'm a jabberjaw. I never get to the point, ever. And this is a point that I have to get to, and it's the best point I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, I was watching about the cobblestone, and this is one of the ways. Now, this isn't meant to be, this is supporting evidence for the thing that I will do someday. It only makes any sense at all if I complete the work. Which I will, which makes this video relevant. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making it. Let's see if this works with these markers. Alright, so this is going to be backwards, from what I'm seeing. Can that be red? Alright, we're switching it up. That's better. Can you read it? It was supposed to look better. Cobblestone. Cobblestone. But you take away this line, away this line. You move this S down here. You move these two down. So then you get rid of that S. You get rid of these. And what you're left with is, because we got rid of these little lines, caret, sun, E. If the E is silent, you get sun. E is a reference to all the things that E references, as it's related to the cobblestone, rotating counterclockwise 7 times. It's a strange structure with a cube in the middle, but with the action of life and worship, it becomes a dot with a circle. a circle of moving things, which looks just like Queen Anne's lace. Wild carrot. The sun. Which is a circle with a point in the middle, which is a circumpunct, which is the astrological and astronomical symbol for the sun, esoterically a symbol for the soul. I think it's in the Dan Brown book Origin, they say the circumpunct isn't the lost symbol. Well, it's not lost because it's always been here, because the truth is hidden in plain sight. And the first geometrical object in the plane is not a line. It is a circumpunct, which is a center with a radius spun. There is no hidden symbol. There are only symbols. And they are to be revealed. And the one that's coming up is a big one. Big one. But I was getting emotional because when this becomes known, like I won't be there with you, I want to enjoy, here's the thing, I want to enjoy the aftermath of my mission. And I'm bummed that I won't. And I'm bummed that I'm broken. Super broken. My mind is just complete shit. But this one story, it's not just like a light in the darkness. It's a bonfire! So, I have to do it. And I'd rather do other things like selfishly. And this is still a selfish endeavor, don't get me wrong. It's just, I have lots of selfish endeavors. But this one I have to do, so I might at some point soon I might not post videos for a long time, which wouldn't be a great loss, I know. I might have to, see that's the thing too, geometrically and mathematically lately, I'm not pursuing like, I'm trying to hit like I'm doing all these like home run Hail Mary passes that ain't working, you know, and maybe for a while I gotta focus on the base hits, the singles and the doubles that add up, you know. And get my 2 and 300s on base, so my 400s can take us home, so to speak. That is everything I know about that particular subject, which is nothing except for build it and they will come. But you got to build it right? Like when they built Angkor Wat, they didn't build it like the houses around here. But yeah, the carrot sun. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, so if you're picking up on it and everything, don't sweat it, you know. You get to keep everything you love, and you get to throw away the shit you hate. And that's the story of stories. It's not against what you believe. It's not against what you know. It's that plus. And it kills the dragon. I won't lie. I might not kill the dragon. But it's much more important that everybody, aka as many people as possible, every living person, as many as possible, slay the dragon. If only I slay the dragon, doesn't matter. So, but if I slay the dragon, and I've left crumbs, not only to the dragon, but how to slay the dragon. None of this shit matters if I don't slay the dragon. I'm gonna. Is the first option. The second option is that I'm gonna lead the way. And if I have to Chester Copperpot on this whole deal, right? Chester Copperpot didn't make it. Little Mikey did. I don't know yet if I'm fireworks. Synchronicities, man. Little Mikey. Yeah, fireworks are also a symbol of Queen Anne's lace, especially the ones that go pop and then they pop. I'll show you next time. I pulled up some dead ones from last year outside my house, and that's exactly how the sticks looked like. Sticks with sticks off the end that look exactly like the sticks that extend. Choo choo. That's not pantheistic. That's unity. These soul and souls. And that's it. Simple. I forget what I was saying, and it's just as well. So yeah, I thought this was going to be a crying video because I was starting to get a little bit weepy. Turned out okay. I'll wait. It's kind of like this morning. I posted that I don't always work Saturdays. I used to work a lot of them for overtime. Now I just work them to catch up on time that I lost. Like I lost time the other day because of my car. My car with my stupid little drain plug thing, so I had to get my oil pan replaced. Thank God it was under warranty. And even though I got that $1,400 from the stimulus recently, like I burnt through it pretty quick, really. Bills and Vice. Bills and Vice. Dollar here, dollar there adds up quick. And I'm bad at math. So yeah, I was going to work today in Enfield. And just before the old roller rink, I saw this on Route 4. I saw this squirrel. It looked like, basically it looked right off like it had a broken back because it was using its front paws. I saw it across, so I'm going like 45. I see this thing moving and it's like a flat squirrel, and like my first like microsecond impulse was like, because sometimes squirrels, you'll notice if you look at them at all, sometimes they'll do like a flat to the ground, like kind of like a, I don't know, like a Navy SEAL tactic. Like they're totally flat to the ground crawling, which probably works good in some situations. But when it just happens instinctually, I don't know what the benefit is. But it might have to do something with the way that birds see, because of they see, well, a lot of times they see ultraviolet light, and that flattening may affect the ultraviolet aspect of it. I don't know. Or just bring them closer to the ground, which in many situations would bring them beneath the thresh, so to speak, of the foliage. So I thought it was just a scared squirrel. First microsecond, then I realized it was really just moving its upper torso. So I was like, it has so then my second microsecond was like, it's been hit, has a broken back. But it was moving aggressively, right? So I made it about a quarter mile down the road, not so far as the new Jake's Market, which is the best thing that's happened at Enfield since the Shakers. Even though who were the original headbangers? Their mosh pit sounded actually pretty fucking awesome. But anyway, so I turned around and I was like, well, this is my day now. And I was annoyed. Life and death, man. Life and death. We take these things for granted. Mostly we see primates. Sorry, I always call vertebrates primates. Mostly we see vertebrates, right? A lot of squirrels, porcupine, deer, coyote. Occasionally a bird. A lot of gray squirrels. A lot of frogs. Mostly you see frogs if you ride your bicycle. I hit a squirrel the other day with that rented car I had, or that loaner. God knows I would never rent a car, but the loaner, which I was mortified to drive because I always have dust on me, always. I'm a painter. I'm pretty well filthy anyway. I have horrible hygiene. So between the dandruff and the sheetrock dust, like, I'm always, like, if I just touch something, it's a besmirchment. And, like, some of these fine textures of plastic to make things more aesthetically pleasing and naturalistic, which they're not. But it even affects me, yes, visually very nice, except for that these micro textured plastics, when I touch them with my dusty fingers, like, dust doesn't get out of micro textured plastics very well. But anyway, I was excited for the opportunity, despite like feeling like this dude's suffering. I gotta turn around like right now, like just turn the fuck around. And it's a busy road. Route 4 is both in New Hampshire and Vermont, like up between Woodstock and Enfield. I don't know if it's the same Route 4. I always get confused between like the 12 in Vermont and the 12 in New Hampshire. Are they the same road? I don't know. And the 4 in Vermont and the 4 in, but Route 4, yeah, Woodstock, Queechee, all that shit, awful, terrible. It's just a horrible road, and it's just some little podunk back road, always busy, always like You feel like you're going to die on it. Same in Enfield. It's just always busy. So I turned around and I parked on the other side of the road across the street. Took a few minutes. Always takes a fucking few minutes. Always takes a few minutes on 4. You got to turn somewhere. Just sit back and relax. Watch a movie, and then go. Yeah, so when I got there, there was a stick beside the road. I picked up the stick, just gave him a look, because he was, he looked dead. And but I thought, well, maybe there's a little life in him, because I try to revive bugs quite a lot. Sometimes when things look dead, I've looked dead a couple times. Little poke, come back to life. Weren't so easy. But like I did with that mouse that time. That dude was dead as shit. Within a day, he was the most live fucking... About a year ago. And... so it's a warmer spring this year. But yeah, I gave him a poke and that was it. He was done. His bottom half had the that thing with the feet are curled. It's like some famous picture. I forget. I think it's a tarot thing. Yeah, he was all like that. He did look peaceful though, I'll say that. I've looked at a lot of roadkill and he had kind of a smile on his face, and even his eyes looked a little bit smiley, which I guess don't mean nothing. Had a very pretty face, no blood. It must have just got nicked, So that's why I was thinking, I could actually, I was trying to figure out. Well, I got some pot liners. Maybe I could put something, a squirrel in something, give him a little water. But yeah, it wasn't happening today. And it was right in view of a house that one of my coworkers used to rent. And his name's Alden. And sometimes things I associate with him, I associate with the phonetic symbolism of all done. And by doing those types of things, what we're doing, studying symbolism, so people, or studying magic or this, that, whatever, the biggest thing about it is that you give your I shouldn't even say subconscious, your superconscious, your other conscious, okay? So we know there's conscious and then what we call subconscious, below consciousness, right? Which we associate with the electrical, this, that, whatever, just the shit that keeps the shit going so we can be conscious, but it's not just like that. It is and it isn't, but it's a lot bigger than that. And the superconscious and the subconscious, for that matter, the more it has to work with, the more it can intune you. We work across time, but we think in languages that are time, one direction of time specific with a certain syncopation. Just like we can see light in a certain spectrum, we see time in a certain spectrum. We associate ourselves, we harmonize ourselves with time in a certain way. And there are resolutions we can't see down to. There are resolutions that we can't see up to of time. And there are harmonies between some small and some very large, and some very large and some very small aspects of time. But if we start, first we have to believe that it's real. What does that belief do? It's not even belief, it's faith. It's not even faith, it's thinking. It's not even thinking, it's give it a chance. But you know it in your heart anyway. So go with it. Call it that. Go with it. If you start going with it, you start to see these harmonic patterns, these Russian dolls, these trim tabs. But they're not just nested like that. They're interspliced nested. You know? They're all these interweavings or near misses nested. Not just space, but time. With space, right? Anyway, to make a long story long, and this has a little bit to do with prophecy protocol, but has more to do with symbolism, but also the prophetic or interspliced synchronistic aspect. But it's not just, I'm not just trying to talk about it theoretically. We have to be practical about it. It represents, now I also believe in like the true repressed feminine deities. I have a problem with every way of talking about it, and the only way I like it is sometimes when I'm just being like honest and being myself, and like through all these words that make mistakes, like I can tell that I've gotten to the truth, right? So that's what I want to do. I don't know if that's what I'm going to get to, or if I'm just going to be like I am so often. Please don't choose that dear YouTube algorithm for the cover shot. There's too many of me like but anyway, yeah, the prophecy protocol. Carrot sun. And it only took like a tick, tick, tick. Now, granted, I recognize that's circumstantial, and that's like fudging it. But once I make my complete work, my magnumosis, my magnus opum, my great work. Once I make that, then it'll make sense, because like carrot and truly carrot, the way it's kind of like within secret societies that we know of that aren't secret, but symbolic societies, they leave little things everywhere, and we already know they do that, right? But they're small. They're not the great big building. There's some little thing in the sidewalk, some small symbol on a cornerstone of a building, right? And that's how you start to really get into it, the points. But the point of points is the story of stories, which is meant to be unleashed now, because no one could have ever done it without the interweb and devices that we could just search whatever we're thinking at any time. And it was built for this moment, knowing this moment would come, and that is the story. I don't think that. I know it. So anyway, it's my job to... Not just my job and not my only job, but pretty much it's my number one fucking job, and there ain't that many of us who are going to bring this particular part of the story to the surface. And it is absolutely fun. I mean, it has been made to be discovered now. That's the story. It is the revelation. And it has everything to do with, and this is what comes back to Thomas, because it's not, people get faith wrong all the time. Faith is what keeps you from going like this, right? Or to your brother or sister, your wife, your mom, your kid. Faith is what keeps you from going like this, like this, like this. That's the gift of faith, and it sucks. And thank God you fucking have it. It's that adrenaline shot to the fucking heart when you're dying. That's the gift of faith. It ain't her. Because unfortunately, when your eyes are opened, you understand that the butchery is your responsibility. Widespread, wholesale, all the way down, all the way up, and specifically, and most importantly, right where it meets you in your scope. It's like we didn't start the fire. It's always been burning since the world's been turned. Okay, maybe you're not the butcher. But the butcher ain't gonna stop the butchery. Only you. Only you can prevent forest fires. And there are some you can't prevent. But the butchery has to stop. And I use that word both metaphorically and for real. From people down a few steps. Immediately. And that has been the story of them. What them? Every fucking them. That has been the story for 12,000 years to come to life now. In us. So, it has to be done. Like, it has to be done. We must stop the butchery now. And when we do, the Holy Spirit will swell. The lie will diminish.